Welcome to Visualize, the podcast where collaboration fuels change. I'm your host, Chris Baker, and each week we'll explore incredible connections between nonprofits, businesses, and the community. This is a space where we highlight inspiring partnerships, uncover strategies for creating meaningful impact, and share stories that show how working together can make all the difference. Whether you're a nonprofit leader, a business owner, or someone just passionate about building connections, this podcast is for you. Welcome back to Visual Eyes. And before we start today's episode, I wanted to thank you to our incredible brand partner, Tosh Jr. with Dream Vacations. Whether you're planning a luxurious getaway, a group trip, or the vacation of a lifetime, Tosh makes everything of that travel effortlessly. He brings personalized service, exclusive deals, and guided expertise to every booking, so you can relax before you even pack. We're proud to have Tosh and Dream Vacations supporting this podcast. Visit tjunior.dreamvacations.com or check out the show notes so that you can start your next adventure. And now let's jump into the episode. Today, we have Kemberly Bush from Pathways to Prosperity, Inc. Kemberly is the founding CEO of Pathways to Prosperity. It's a leader in systems change, advocacy, and equity-driven nonprofit leadership. She has built P2P into a model organization serving nearly 1,000 children and families annually, with expertise in prevention, healthcare, education, and economic mobility. Kemberly is a strong advocate for low-income communities, senior citizens, and systematic equity. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so awesome to have you here. So, you've built Pathways to Prosperity from the ground up. Can you share what inspired you to start this journey?
Absolutely, I can. It actually was the vision of a pastor of the church I was attending. He's passed away, late pastor, Reverend Lance Chaney. And I heard him speaking for months about wanting to start something that would impact the community of Boynton Beach, which is where our home office is located. And I went to him one day and I was like, why don't you just start it? And he was like, you got to write it. You got to do all of this. I said, I'll do it. I'll write it and we'll get it funded. At the time I was grant writing. I'll get it funded and then I'll give it to you. And he's like, okay, get to it.
Get to it.
So I listened to him. I heard what he wanted to do. I've been in nonprofit my entire life. But once I heard it, I wrote it, got it funded, and I took it to him. And he's like, I'm not running the program. I'm the pastor of the church. You run it. And I was like, really? And he said, sure. He said, I'll support you. And so Pathways to Prosperity was birthed.
Wow. Can you explain a little bit more about I mentioned a few things from what I have on your bio here, but please tell us a little bit more about what Pathways does.
Oh my goodness. I would say for the Boynton Beach community, when we started in 2009, actually incorporated in 2010, there was not a lot of social services available to the families there. And in churches, particularly in Black churches, you will notice that they're not open Monday through Friday. They're open, Wednesday night, Tuesday night for Bible study, and then on Sunday. But people were always knocking on the door of this church, St. John in Boynton Beach, asking for, can you help me? My kid got suspended from school. I can't pay my light bill. I can't pay my rent. We don't have enough food. And it was constant because this church was open 7 days a week. So people were constantly coming. So based on their need, the program was birthed. Now, I didn't know exactly what the community needed, but I know that food was considered a food desert in that area. And I figured it would be a great way for us to get to know the community. I'm not from Boynton. I'm from West Palm Beach, and I needed to meet the people there. So opening the pantry gave me carte blanche to hear from them. What is it that you all need in this community? What would you want? What would make it better for you and your family? And I got those responses. And based on that, we started with the food pantry. We got up to serving 200 families each day, which was 2 days a week. So that's 400 families a week that we were serving through the pantry. And we did that for about 9-10 years. Then other pantries started popping up, so it wasn't necessary for us to do it anymore. Healthcare, huge issue. People didn't have medical homes. And there was a new community health center that had just started, but no one knew about it. So we built a partnership with them, Genesis Community Health, because this work is not any work you can do alone.
No.
It requires a team of partners in order to get it done. And so Genesis came alongside us, and they started seeing all of our families, making sure that kids were vaccinated when they went back to school, that women were getting their breasts checked out, just making sure that health was at the forefront for our families who normally was using the emergency room as their doctor.
Right now, I know that even healthcare is another concern that's happening just, nationwide right now. So I think that's still something that's going to be very important. And like you said, it takes a group of people. It takes a village.
Oh, it takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a village. The nonprofits need a village.
Yes, they do. Yes.
No, really, we really cannot do this work alone. And we have been blessed because we started in the church. Mm-hmm. We were able to connect with other churches in that community. There was like 3 on every corner. So we began to look, let's see what you're offering. What are you doing for the families? What do you do? What do you need? And then just started working together. So we wasn't tripping over each other, trying to provide the same service, but that we would work collaboratively to pull it all together.
Well, and that's actually something that I really have seen over the last few years, is that when a nonprofit and organizations really focus on that collaboration effort and they don't focus on the scarcity, mindset, mm-hmm. they expand so fast and so beautifully, like into the community, and it makes such a more deeper impact, completely changing, everything around them. So I love to hear that, that's where you're starting from and that's what you're working towards. So,
and that's what we continue to do. It really is our success. It is the relationships that we have, not just with the other organizations, but it's the relationship with the community. We are at the meetings, the community meetings, the council meetings, whatever concerns the people, we want to hear about it so that we may not have the answer, but we can direct them to who has the correct response for whatever their need is.
It's all about making sure that they have the right resources at their fingertips so
Absolutely.
that they can provide for their family, can live and move forward, because sometimes you get into that despair, mm-hmm. Mentality when it's like, nobody's here for me. I don't have the resources. I don't have any food right now. And it's just that one act of kindness that can literally bring back the hope.
Yes.
And it's that moment that, and right now I'm resonating because I've been through stages of that in my life where mm-hmm. I've had this despair and I thought the world was ending and everybody was against me. And that one person did one beautiful act of kindness. Mm-hmm. And it opened up this flood of hope and life back into you.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that. And I think that's something that we all need, because honestly, it is. It's about those resources. It's about making sure that we can provide hope.
Yes.
And that's intangible, because you can't know the emotions that somebody is going through.
How do you measure that?
You can't. And so every time when I talk about a grant wants these statistics and this is how many people you've reached and this is how you're doing it, but there's an intangible metrics that you can't measure, and it's decades later that they get to do something, or they get to be in a space where they can help other people.
Yes.
And they blanket in goodness and kindness to everybody around them.
Absolutely.
So how do you measure that? But that success is more rewarding when you see it later down. You know what I mean?
Those are the stories. Yeah. Those are the stories. The stories is what give us as the workers the fuel to keep doing it, because you hear from the people. Oh my goodness, I wouldn't have done this without you. I didn't even know I could do it. I didn't even have a dream of this. It's actually giving people the space to dream and dream big. So yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and no matter where you are, where your current life is at, just giving you that space to expand and have hope and dream again.
Yes.
It's just, so beautiful. So I definitely want to come back. So right now you have a team of 20 people. Is that correct?
There is 20 of us, 20, and we have 4 distinct programs. So can I tell you about them?
Please.
Okay, so when we first started, we started with funding actually from the Children's Services Council to run the Bridges program. And Bridges were programs that were put strategically throughout Palm Beach County in communities where there was a high degree of child abuse and neglect. Children were entering kindergarten, not on grade level, and children were being born below a healthy birth weight. The Children's Services Council, in their infinite knowledge and resources, was able to create a program that would be in communities. I mean, drilling it all the way down to census tracts of where these high concentrated areas of child abuse and neglect, etc., were taking place. And they would create community hubs. That was our job, to create a hub that the people felt, the residents, that they had a place to go to. Someone would hear from them, hear what their needs were, hear what their concerns were, but more importantly, give them the resources so that they didn't have to be without. I say that with hesitation. And the reason I say that, I think about when you think about child abuse and neglect, a lot of times someone would think, oh, someone is over there, they're beating their children. And it's not always about beating the children. It's about yelling and screaming because you're not getting the result that you want, or maybe you and your significant other had an altercation of some sort and the kids witnessed it. All of that is child abuse and neglect. Not having time for children to have a space to eat, not having proper food, all of that is neglect. That is what is considered neglect to our children. And of course, there are children that are being physically abused and verbally abused and things like that. But Children's Services Council, oh God, it was so great, because one of the things we had to do, they wanted us to go into the community, meet the people, hear from them, let them know that we were there, but then offer them opportunities. So we connect them, so that parents, we get them when they're pregnant. Let's get you so that you can see the doctor and start making sure that your baby is born healthy, that you have the right foods, that you have your WIC, that you have whatever is necessary so that you can eat properly, that you're not overly stressed, so that you can give birth to a healthy baby. And once we began doing that with our families, providing them with everything that they needed, whether it was prior to prenatal care, but after the child is born, making sure that the child had a crib to sleep in, that they knew how to care for the baby, that they knew not to put a blanket in there so there wasn't this sudden infant death, that it was just giving them all of the support and resources so that this child can grow up and thrive through life. So that's what Bridges do. That's babies being born healthy. Then we came up with the Triple P. I had never heard of the Triple P program. It's a positive parenting program. And it's so amazing because when we went through the training, all of the staff got certified in Triple P. And once we began offering this service to the families, the parents, they would come back to us. It could be something as simple as, my child is bedwetting. If you wet that bed one more time, I'm going to . But they didn't know any other way to handle it. It's usually coming from generations. But one of the things that Triple P does is it gives us tips and other ways to reward children for doing the right thing. It was a mindset shift for the parents. And I'm telling you, Chris, it worked. We had families coming back to us saying things like, it wasn't my child. It was me. It was me. And they were like, some in tears, some overjoyed, but just like this, they were able to see that behavior turn around. And it didn't require screaming, yelling, hitting, none of that. It didn't even require a whole lot of time out. It just required listening, trying some other strategies to be able to communicate with your children. And it worked. It worked, and it's still working today. We also do the ages and stages developmental screenings to make sure that children are developing the way they should at age 3 months, at 6 months, at 9 months, at 1 year, 2 years, and so on up to the age of 5, because developmental delays stops children from learning. But if we are able to get in there and find out what that is right away, we got it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Bridges program, and they're running all across Palm Beach County and in the Glades, to me, is one of the best programs. And it was the first time I really learned about place-based strategies. It's being in one place. It's not trying to serve the whole county,
No.
but serving a census tract, which eventually, after 10 years later, we expanded to the zip code. But that's when you have real impact, because the families are getting to know each other, so they're holding each other accountable. We work with stores. Everyone has a role. The person at the convenience store, the barbershop, whoever the kids are walking by, everyone has a role in making sure that those children are successful. How so? If they come into your school, into your store, encourage them, have a good day in school. I'm looking for perfect attendance this year. In the barbershop, we take a basket, fill it up with books. Make sure the kids, when they're getting their hair cut, give them a book. Let them read a book while they're sitting there. But it's just changing the mindset and realizing that in order for us to change the trajectory for our children, it takes everyone in the community to be involved.
Well, it's going back to it takes a village.
It takes a village.
And if you, like you said, if you can narrow it down to a neighborhood or, a tight-knit community,
Yes.
you are going to see rapid change and very fast change, because now everybody that they're encountering is giving them that support, giving them that love, giving them that, joy and love. So I really do feel that does make, and then you can expand it. So then you're having this community help this neighborhood, and this neighborhood help this neighborhood, and then it grows into that full zip code.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we've seen amazing results because we get it right at our fingertips. We know exactly what's happening in real time because Children's Services Council, we're putting the data in, they're analyzing it and synthesizing it, and we know exactly where we need to move to do something different.
So can you share a time when listening deeply to your partners has reshaped your strategy and how you guys have moved forward to kind of balance those needs and voices?
Let me just pause for just a moment to say that I have been doing nonprofit work my entire life. I am a social worker, a substance abuse therapist, outreach therapist. This is the work that I have committed my life to. When Pathways to Prosperity started, I will say that it was the first time that I realized it's not just the funders, it's the partners, but we all had to come together around one table. Look at what the goal is for all of us. What do the businesses in the community want? They want to have business. They need people coming in and patronizing the businesses. What do the schools and daycare centers want? They need children coming in healthy. What do the nonprofits want? They want to be able to serve. What does the funders want? They want to be able to track the data. It's everybody coming together and sitting there. And what I found out, and I think what some of my colleagues found out that are running nonprofit organizations, is that we don't have to have all the answers, but that if we really would take the time to listen. I thought I knew how to do this work, and I was doing it really well. I'm serious. I really thought I knew. But hearing from funders that say it has to be community driven, you have to hear from the people. So many times we were sitting in rooms without the people who were receiving the services and providing services that we thought was going to benefit the families. And then you wonder, well, why aren't they coming? Why aren't they showing up? But the moment we included them and all of us working together, it definitely reshaped. Chris, it reshaped everything. I do nothing for the people without hearing from the people. Have to hear from them first. It's very important. It's important to the partners. It's all of us. We all have the same goal, to be honest. We really want thriving communities. But in order for us to do that, we have to listen. We have to be willing to make adjustments to what we think is the best way to do it, but do what is best for the entire community and the recipients of the services that we provide. So just to go a step further, I want to talk about one of the other programs that we have, and it is Healthier Boynton Beach. And it is a program that we work with caregivers. And these are individuals who take care of their loved ones. Sometimes with caregivers, they're so busy and so focused on taking care of the ones that they love that they forget to care for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out a lot of times that the caregivers end up kind of leaving here before the one that they were caring for because they've neglected their own health in order to care for someone else. When we started this program, it was an opportunity that had come forth from Palm Health Foundation. And they were looking to do something in 5 distinct communities, just kind of gathering information from the community-driven program, finding out what do you want. And there were choices. It can be something around mental wellness. It could be caregiving. It could be diabetes prevention and management, whatever. And I was like, oh, well, I know exactly what the community wants. They want diabetes management. But once we got with them, I mean, we're talking months and months and months of meetings and bringing in experts to really drill down to get to the information. It wasn't what the community wanted. They wanted caregiving. I did not even know that caregiving was an issue in the community. I didn't know it. But once we sat and we voted and we came up with it, listening to the community, we shaped this Healthier Boynton Beach initiative, and it has been around now for 10 years. It is hugely successful. We have caregivers that are going out on retreats, that are bringing in other caregiving. They have Caregivers Club, where they meet and encourage one another. They're taking trips on day trips because it's not so many places they can go. But most important, we do lunch and learns. And that's when we bring in experts. Those are people that are dealing with insurance and other resources that caregivers and the ones that they're caring for need, but they don't know that they're available. But now that we've started doing that, I mean, we've created a community of caregivers and those who love on caregivers. Every year in the month of November, which is National Caregiver
Month.
Awareness, month, we host a caregivers luncheon, and it is sold out. It's free for them, but it is full. The room is full long before we can even get, close to the date because people want to be there.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, no, and caregivers are so valuable to the community, but sometimes they are overlooked.
Completely.
And it's very unfair. So I'm really grateful to hear that, there is this program for them to actually continue to do the work that they love and to feel cared for and, loved. Like, thank you for being in the community. So how can people get a hold of you? So what is the best way for them to contact you and be a part of
I would say our
Pathways?
website. It would be our website, which is www.pathwaysboynton.org. And there is a place there that they can check in to hear more about the program. They can read some of our success stories, but they can always say, contact me, and someone will get back to them either the same day or within 24 hours.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Perfect. So the last thing I'd love to say is again, huge thank you to Tosh Jr. at Dream Vacations for being our brand partner on today's episode. If you need to travel, contact him because it doesn't cost you a thing. And how I love to end all of our episodes is a final question. What is the legacy that you personally want to leave for future generations?
Thank you so much for asking that question. It's a question that I ask my staff from time to time. Give me your legacy statement, and now it's on me. For me, I want people to know that personally, that I cared, that I absolutely cared for each and every person in the community. It didn't matter where they come from. It didn't matter if they had a home or if they lived under a tree. It just didn't matter. Everyone is welcome through the doors of Pathways to Prosperity, and they're welcome in my heart. I just believe that everyone has something to give. And if we go from a mindset of looking at people as an asset rather than, a liability that, something you have to do to help them, but everyone has something to offer. And once you listen to them, you'll be surprised at how they open up their hearts and open up to so much to change their life and ultimately it changes your own. But for me, I want people to know that I love them, that I cared, and that I did whatever was necessary to make sure that they were not merely surviving, but that they were thriving as a result of coming through or having been in contact with Kemberly Bush.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kemberly, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll see you on the next.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Visualize. We hope that the inspiration and practical insights can help you foster stronger connections and meaningful change. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and leave us a review. To learn more about Visuals by Momo and how we support collaboration and storytelling, visit visualsbymomo.com. A huge thank you to everyone out there listening. Until next time, remember, collaboration fuels change, and your connections can inspire the world.